All right, a beautiful afternoon to you. Wonderful, wonderful Wednesday, the 10th day of June 2020. Oh my, gradually, the months are running, running till before you know it's December and we're coming to an end. Wow. All right, it's time for us to have a business today. And on business today, we look at the business side of society. And, we get to look at things, how they're going on in the economic aspect of things. And we try to see how we can help the common man make sure his business does not suffer too much. We give him one or two, signs and get to let him know what's happening over there. The stock market exchange, all of that stuff, and even certain policies being made by government, so that the businessman can tailor his business to gain and make a lot of profit. A lot of things to talk about today. I am Kalada, the man of the people, and I've got Buluaja in the studio and Wealth Wilson as well. Good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Kalada.
Good afternoon, guys.
All right. Basically, there's a basic question that we would like you to answer today. A basic question. And the question is, how has COVID-19 affected you in terms of your job, in terms of your business, in terms of you as a person? How has COVID-19 affected your economic stability? That's like the basic questions. We have a lot of things to talk about, like I said earlier, but that is the basic one. So quickly, we're going to dive into conversations for the day. And the first business talk I want to have today is the one on Premium Times. I saw it yesterday, report where it says that the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NEC, has announced that any consumer who does not have a meter cannot be disconnected, whether I believe the person pays his electricity
Any
bill.
consumer
who doesn't have a meter cannot be disconnected from electricity supply grid. And what I understand by that is, even if I pay or I don't pay, if I don't have a meter, you can't touch me. Now, I'm wondering how
if I don't have a meter or if I have a meter.
If I don't have a meter.
Okay.
And I'm wondering how this affects the private businesses, that is in charge of, distributing the power supply, like, the PHEDC and the Eco Power. I'm wondering how these affects them because, for so long a time, we the people have been crying and saying, see, the estimation or estimated billing, it's really, really something that we need to look into because, sometimes we don't have a power supply and then we are paying for very huge amount of money. We're paying huge amounts of money for electricity supply that we did not use. Sometimes, your transformer can be very bad. And before you know it, you're paying estimated billing because the bill will still come nevertheless. So one is wondering, maybe this is a good thing for the people.
You see, first of all, with a particular headline like that, I'm pretty sure the average Nigerian will be happy that, this is coming up. If you do not have the meter, then PHED or whatever other power, housing company does not have the right to come cut off your light. And then you would ask yourself, everything in place is the distribution of meter, up and running, right? Can everybody attest to having, at least can 80% of the population attest to having a meter? Now, that is one thing we have to focus on because we do not want these people, that's the private power sector,
the business
running out of funds and capitals. Last time they were talking about how much money certain states, especially here in the Niger Delta, were owing these agencies and how this accumulated bill has, weakened the productivity and the capital base of this particular organization. And then you ask yourself, maybe this in one light is good for the people. That is, in terms of those persons who get overbilled and all of that. Yeah. Now, the only thing here that the federal government has to do for these people is to make sure that the regularization and the distribution of meters gets to at least 80% of the population because we do not want PHED or PHED.
But now this is it now. I think for quite some time now, the National Assembly the NEC, that's the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, they have been out there and they have been saying, see, companies distribute private companies, the power companies